You go back to those years, from 1939 to 65, are the years I call the terrible years in his family. Could not, forgetting the money end of it, Miss Nell and Miss Eunice completely destroyed a family. They completely destroyed a family. It's just nearly impossible to believe that a man could live in this town and his grandchildren all live in his town and his kids and never see them. Never. Every time we went to the house, which I only went to their house very few times, I immediately felt that, boy, this was a cold, cold place. There was no love in that house at all, with the exception of my dad, and it was just a case of I couldn't put up with it, because that's not the way it ever was. Never, 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 never. And how he put up with that all those years, when she systematically got rid of all his old friends. Everybody that worked for him was systematically fired or bled off, as Mr. McDonough said, and installed her own people. Why, it's just ridiculous, really. Now, I'll admit she built a museum, but anybody could have done that. And then she turns around and restores grandmother's house. We could have done that. But then she turns around and wastes the foundation money on that damn theater, which only about 12 or 1,300 people in this town ever go to, and it's the same people every time. And I tried to talk them into, instead of wasting the money there, to add a children's wing on the hospital or something like that, where everybody here in Orange would benefit. But oh no, this was Miss Eunice's big deal. They wanted that theater on there, the Stark Theater, so that it would be highbrow. Well, Orange is not a highbrow place. These are working people. They needed a wing on the hospital, or a million other things that they could have done with that $7 or $8 million. And of course, I'm sure you all, well, I don't know if you know it or not, but ever since I've been on the foundation board, I haven't attended but about 3 meetings. One was to pick out the color of the brick. The second one was to hire the first curator, and the third one was when they put that the West of the Imagination TV show on. And that's illegal. I have a tape. I have a letter in the strong box, in my safety deposit box, First National Bank, that explains all that in case you ever need it. And the same thing for this tape. I think I'll put it down there too, because Miss Nella has a key to the house, and I'll let her go through and check the house when we're here, but I don't want this to fall into bad hands. And I also had Mr. Leon Parrish, who is a notary public, sign a statement that I made. I went down there at night because he didn't want to do it in the daytime, so none of the girls would know about it, bringing out all the facts of this foundation and how I'm never invited to meetings, and neither is Mr. Bill Butler, which is illegal. And I think the Internal Revenue Service would close this foundation down in a minute, because you're supposed to be notified by mail of meetings, and you should have at least a meeting every month or 3 or 4 months or something. Now, they have the meetings, but they just sit in Miss Nella's office and she tells them what they're going to do. I have no idea what the foundation is worth. I've never seen a financial statement. I don't know where the money goes. I don't know where the money comes out. And that's the honest to God truth. You people, you kids of mine and your mother know just as much about the Stark Foundation as I do. Now, that's pretty sorry. That just shows you the very arrogance that they have down there in that office, that they flaunt the law because they think they're God. Well, they're going to find out that they're not God.